is a way of presenting stories that is about being very physical with them, about being able to walk into them, and about being able to, mostly to fly, because that's the goal, and also to be disembodied. Now, virtual reality is good at that, good at presenting a situation where you can be disembodied, but so are Russian novels, and so are many things, you know, so that you can lose yourself in a work of art. You can lose yourself in a pencil drawing. So I would say that it's a work in which you physically can be free in ways that you might not be in other forms. For example, you also learn that your eyes rule, so that if you're standing in Chalkroom and looking at a building made of words, or a world made of words, you trust your eyes more than your body, so that you can feel that your feet are planted on the floor of the Eye Museum in Amsterdam, but your eyes tell you you're on a 300-mile tall pillar that's only 2 feet wide, and you will fall because your eyes dominate it's a kind of I would say crossbreed of film and maybe even sculpture, because you have this sense of or maybe dance, you know, that you have the sense of space rather than narrative. One thing I don't know how to do very well in VR is music and sound design, and I haven't really seen that done in a new way. I see sort of filmic sound being used in VR, and that's what I do essentially. In the work that I'm doing now, I'm trying to make it more spatial, but spatial music is it's as new an art form as VR, so that, you know, it's almost too much when you not only can go into other spaces, but they have different acoustic properties. And I'm not a documentary VR person. I'm not somebody who wants to take you to a certain room and fool you into thinking that you're there. I like work like that, but I have no interest in making it. I'm much more trying to make a kind of mental experience, or one that involves flight and freedom, rather than the kind of dazzling thing that might happen if you're suddenly in a room and you're like, oh, wow, I really feel like I'm in that room. That can also really be beautiful, but it's just not what I'm doing. And I think, though, that VR has an astounding future. I think that VR people are very snobby. You know, when they're in a film festival, they talk about flat film, everything else that isn't VR, in other words. So that's very snobby. But I think that I think you'll go to listen to music and see images in a new kind of theater, and it will be designed to let you use the things that are now in, I think, probably pretty primitive form, to walk into music and to walk into a visual experience, let's say a film or a story. And I think it's such a new form that I don't think artists, including myself, have a very deep grasp of how to do that. And it's only by trying things out that you find out what the possibilities are and begin to develop a style. Now, I also love the early phases of things, and I'm not denigrating the, saying that we have to have, it has to become more sophisticated. Sometimes the very first attempts to go into a new medium are powerful and intuitive, and then when people start developing the ideas, they get to be less inventive. So it works all sorts of ways, but I think that as artists work with VR, they'll discover many new ways to do it.